Spain is supposed to win this World Cup. Every power ranking, every bracket pick, every pundit with a microphone has said it. The betting markets had them as a top 3 favorite before a single ball was kicked. They just got shut out. 0 goals. 0. Against a country with 600,000 people that has never played a single World Cup game in the entire history of this tournament. And that's the good news for Spain fans. If this is already bothering you, you're in the right place. Hit like. Let's get into it. Here's what everyone's been saying since the draw came out. Spain is the machine. Not just in 2024, forever. This is the country that invented modern soccer as we know it. 3 major trophies between 2008 and 2012. Back-to-back European championships with a World Cup sandwiched in between. Nobody in the history of international soccer had ever done that. Not Brazil, not Germany, nobody. They didn't just win, they dominated. They made the game look easy. Every opponent they faced spent 90 minutes chasing the ball, exhausted, confused, and eliminated. They rebuilt after that cycle, brought in the next generation, and came back even better. They won Euro 2024 without losing a single game. 7 games, 7 wins. Lamine Yamal at 16 years old, not 17, 16. Tearing through the best defenders in Europe and scoring in the semifinal. Pedri in midfield, controlling the tempo of every game like a 30-year veteran who's seen it all before. Short passes, tight triangles, pressing in waves, wearing teams down until they crack. The system works. We've seen it work at every level, against every kind of opponent. So when someone says Spain can't win this World Cup, the instinct is to laugh and change the channel. Every analyst who covers soccer for a living had Spain in their top 3. Some put them above France, some above Argentina. The consensus was, if anyone's going to take this from the South Americans, it's Spain. Now, let's look at what actually happens when Spain plays a team that decides not to play. This is where Spain actually lives. 2022, World Cup, Qatar, round of 16, Spain versus Morocco. Morocco came in ranked around 22nd in the world. A solid team, but nobody's idea of a side that eliminates tournament favorites. The narrative going in was simple. Spain controls the ball, Morocco scrambles to keep up, Spain wins. Morocco had a different plan. They set up in a defensive block from the first whistle. 10 men behind the ball. No press, no chase, no engagement. Just a wall of organized, patient, disciplined players committed to making Spain solve a problem they've never been able to solve. Spain had the ball. They passed and passed and passed. Left, right, back to the goalkeeper, start again. They moved the ball with the same precision they always do. The clock ticked past 30 minutes, past 60, past 75. And here's the part the highlights don't show you. By the 75th minute, the Moroccan players knew they had Spain beat. Not because Spain was playing badly, they were passing beautifully. Because Spain was exactly as predictable as Morocco had planned for. The frustration was visible. Spain was running into the same walls over and over, getting the same result. 0 goals after 90 minutes. 0 goals after 120 minutes. Spain had the ball for most of that game. They passed hundreds of times. They created almost nothing that genuinely threatened the goalkeeper. Morocco won on penalties. 3-0. It wasn't even close. A team that supposedly wears opponents down got worn down themselves by a team that simply refused to let them play. Now flash forward to this tournament. Cape Verde, ranked 67 in the world, playing in their first World Cup ever, a country smaller than Rhode Island. A squad of players most people in this tournament had never watched play a competitive international match. They did the exact same thing. 5 defenders, 4 midfielders, 10 bodies between Spain and the goal from minute 1. Don't engage, don't chase, absorb the ball. Wait for Spain to make a mistake they're not capable of making. 90 minutes, 0 goals, again. Cape Verde earned a point in their World Cup debut, against the team that was supposed to win this whole tournament. This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. And here's the thing about patterns. They don't fix themselves. And that's where it gets weird. Because it's not just that Spain draws these games, it's why they draw them. And what that says about every single round that's coming. Here's what's actually happening on the field. Spain's whole system is built around space. The concept is simple. Move the ball quickly between 2 or 3 players to pull a defender out of position, and the moment a gap opens, the third man runs through it. It's beautiful when it works. It works against almost every team that tries to press and engage. The problem? When a team drops 10 players behind the ball, there are no gaps. No one's coming out to press. No one's being pulled out of position. The defensive block just sits there, organized and compact, shifting with every pass Spain makes. The triangles still work. The passing is still perfect. But none of it actually threatens anyone, because every combination ends at the edge of a crowded penalty area with nowhere to go. So what does Spain do? They try the cross. It gets headed clear. They try the long shot from outside the box. It goes wide. They try to play a 1-2 through a tight space. It gets intercepted. They recycle back to the goalkeeper and start again. Morocco waited longer. Cape Verde waited longer. Spain could try playing over the top, direct balls behind the defensive line, but that's not their game. They don't have a striker who makes those runs, and their possession-based system doesn't just switch to long ball because the situation demands it. They could try to win it on set pieces, but Spain have historically been average at set-piece delivery and aerial duels. Not because their players aren't gifted, but because the system never needed it. The question for Spain isn't whether they can beat France or Argentina. It's whether they can score against a team that parks 10 players behind the ball and dares them to figure it out. At their most recent major tournament, and now in game 1 of this one, the answer has been no. And they haven't shown anyone anything to suggest that's changing. So here's what I want to know. Is Spain's problem the system, or is it the strikers? Some people are going to say they just need a clinical number 9 who can score in traffic. Some people are going to say the whole tiki-taka model is structurally broken against any team with a defensive plan. Pick a side. Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Here's the thing about Lamine Yamal. He is, genuinely, not hyperbolically, one of the most gifted wingers on earth at his age. He scored in a European Championship semifinal before he was old enough to vote. The way he moves with the ball is unlike anything we've seen from a teenager in a decade. And he cannot do what needs doing when 10 people are standing between him and the goal. His whole game is built on receiving the ball in space, one-on-ones, cutting inside, finding the pass through the gap. All of that requires space to exist. Against Cape Verde, no space. Against Morocco in 2022, no space. Now look at Pedri, different kind of player. Pedri is a midfield tactician, sees passing lanes before they open, moves the ball before pressure arrives, creates rhythm in tight spaces. Against a team that presses, he's unplayable. Against the defensive block, those qualities disappear. There are no passing lanes to see because the lanes are all closed. There's no pressure to move before because the block doesn't press. Pedri's intelligence has nothing to work with. Two of the most gifted players in world soccer, both neutralized, not by better defenders, not by a superior system, but by a single instruction given to 11 men. Don't engage, stay compact, make Spain solve you. Morocco had that plan. Cape Verde had that plan. And every single team Spain plays from here is going to study that tape. So here's what I'm telling you. Spain is not winning this World Cup. Not because they're bad, they're technically brilliant. One of the best built squads in this tournament. Because the blueprint to stop them exists, it has been proven twice at the highest level, and every coach in this bracket has access to it. Cape Verde didn't just hold Spain scoreless. They sent a message to every team still in this tournament. Spain is technically perfect. And technically perfect does not mean tournament winner when your biggest weakness has a 40-page scouting report written on it. Next video, there's a team nobody in American soccer media is talking about right now that just made a move in the group stage that changes everything about their path through this bracket. If you're new here, this is what we do, every day, until July. Hit subscribe. We're just getting started.